Hello learners, NIOS welcomes you to Painting Subject Video Series. This is lesson number 9, part 2. Now we learn about the first painter and his painting. This is the picture of the first painter, Raja Ravi Varma. Raja Ravi Varma was born in Kerala on April 29th, 1848. Raja Ravi Varma had his own style. He used oil paints which he would apply very thickly on the canvas or on the surface. Raja Ravi Varma received two kinds of training. First was in the traditional art in Tagore, Tamil Nadu. Plus, he also received training of European art techniques. Raja Ravi Varma's famous paintings include first Sita Swayamvaram. What does Sita Swayamvaram mean? Sita was a beautiful maiden and her father wanted Sita to be married. But marriages in the older times used to be a little different. Sita's father arranged for a competition. Whosoever wins the competition would be married to Sita. So, this is what a Swayamvaram is. So, there would be princes from various regions who would come, and there was a very heavy bow which had to be broken in order to win the competition. Ram was able to break the bow. The king, that is Sita's father, then accepted their wedding. Next painting is Radha and Madhava, that is Radha and Krishna. His other famous painting includes Shantanu and Ganga, as well as Arjuna and Subhadra. These four paintings from the favorite themes of Raja Ravi Varma. This is the painting. The girl here is Subhadra and Arjuna is trying to abduct Subhadra. Let us understand this painting. The title is Subhadra's Abduction. Artist is Raja Ravi Varma. The period of this painting is 1890. The medium of this artwork is oil on canvas. The size is 330 into 59, and this artwork is displayed at the Maharaja Fateh Singh Museum in Vadodara, Gujarat. the description of the first painting, that is Subhadra's Abduction. This painting is taken from Mahabharat. Raja Ravi Varma was really influenced by mythological epics, and he has chosen one such scene from the Mahabharata. In the painting, Arjuna, one of the 5 Pandavas, is dressed as a sannyasi. Arjuna has taken on a disguise. He is dressed as a sannyasi. He is actually a king, but in this picture he is depicted as a sannyasi who is trying to embrace Subhadra, and Subhadra is avoiding his embrace. So, here in this picture, Arjuna is dressed as a sannyasi. The lady in the picture, Subhadra, is the one who is actually avoiding the embrace of Arjuna, is Krishna's sister, and she is the only daughter of Krishna's mother and father, that is Vasudeva and Rohini. The only girl. Krishna is the first, the second as well male, and the third Subhadra. The painting has exceptional design of jewelry on Subhadra, as well as different shades for complexion. For example, shades are a kind of a variation in a specific color, and the artist has intentionally tried to match the complexion of both Subhadra and Arjuna. The story is taken from Mahabharat, and Raja Ravi Varma has done an exceptional work. Now we learn about the second painter and his painting. The second painter is Banindranath Tagore, and Banindranath Tagore is the nephew of a famous Rabindranath Tagore. Banindranath was born on 7th August 1871 at Kolkata at a place called Jorasonko. As was described, he was the nephew of famous poet and singer Rabindranath Tagore. Banindranath Tagore took painting lessons from British as well as Italian instructors. Banindranath Tagore was the vice principal of the Government College of Art and Craft, Kolkata for about 10 years, that is from 1905 to 1915. This was a government college which Banindranath Tagore used to manage. He was the vice principal who led this college, being a role model artist himself as well as an educator at this college at Kolkata. In the year 1907, Banindranath established the Indian Society of Oriental Art, focusing on work which is the Eastern style, and he established this organization Abanindranath Tagore is the person behind the development of the Bengal school or the Bengal style of painting. It was through his support and consistent encouragement that the Bengal school developed. Abanindranath is highly respected and regarded as the father of India's modern art. His famous works are The Journey's End, the second is Bharat Mata, and the third is The Passing of Shah Jahan. These were the three famous works which Abanindranath Tagore really liked and made exceptional art pieces. Abanindranath Tagore died in the year 1951. This is the painting called Journey's End. Title: Journey's End. The medium of this painting is watercolor wash technique. This is a different kind of technique where after the basic outlining, the paper was put in water, then taken out, painted again, which gave a very beautiful kind of a look. This is a technique which is known as wash technique. The artist is Abanindranath Tagore. The period of this painting is 1913. The collection, that is, where is this painting displayed now? It is at the National Gallery of Modern Art in New Delhi, and the size of this painting is 21 into 15 centimeters. The description of the second painting, that is The Journey's End. This painting is of a dying camel whose journey or his or her life's at an end. The animal is in deep sorrow, not in a position to travel anymore, and this is a metaphor for death as a reality of life, that if you're born, you will grow, you will become old and then die. That is what the painting is a metaphor, that it looks like a very tired and dying camel, but it is a metaphor for death as a reality of life. The painting shows brilliant diffusion of background light. It shows a warm evening, the time somewhere around 4, where it's almost about to be sunset, and the rays of the sun at that time look very red, and the background is done as such. The colors used are red, ochre and brown shades. Shades are variation in a specific color. The artist has played with the various shades of these three colors. For example, the background, the foreground, all have been colored in different kind of shades of these three primary colors. And the technique, the medium of this painting is a mix. The Indian tempera technique and the Japanese watercolor technique were blended, and this is a completely new style of painting where the paper, after having the basic initial drawing, is placed in water and taken out, and then the colors are added again so that it spreads, the color spreads in such a way that it looks brilliant and beautiful, and this is known as the wash technique. Now we learn about the third painter and his painting. This is the third painter, Jamini Roy, and this is the artwork of Jamini Roy, mother and child. Jamini Roy was born in the year 1887 in the state of Bengal, in the district of Bankura and the village called Beliator. Jamini Roy was a student of Banindranath Tagore. Jamini Roy also studied painting at the Government College, Kolkata. His style was very influenced by the Bankura terracotta toys. Terracotta is the terracotta toys basically were famous of Bankura, and also the Kali Ghat Pata Chitra. These kind of prints have also been used in contemporary costumes. These were often done on leaves. These were the two influences of Jamini Roy, and he used these influences in his painting. Jamini Roy prepared his own colors, and these were earth colors which he would crush, and then he would mix it in tamarind glue. You know what tamarind is? So, the tree, the tamarind tree, if you cut the bark a little, there is secretion of a kind of glue which he would use, or he would use egg white to use as a binding product for the pigments of the earth colors which he would make himself. And this was the time when colors were not readily available, and he would prepare his own colors. Jamini Roy used the traditional tempera technique in his painting. You remember the frescoes of Ajanta, the drawings of Avalokiteswara. Since then, this traditional technique still been used, and Abanindranath Tagore also used it. He also used cow dung to prepare the canvas. Perhaps the cow dung was used to ensure that the colors would not seep through the pores of the canvas. And his famous artworks, the mother and child, queen on tiger, and kitten. These are the famous three artworks of Jamini Roy. Now the actual painting, the title is Mother and Child. The medium is tempera on canvas. Artist is Jamini Roy. The period is 1940. This artwork is currently displayed at the National Gallery of Modern Art, New Delhi. The size is 36 centimeters and 73.5 centimeters. Mother and child description. In the painting, you see the mother's curvy figure is holding a child in her left arm. There is a simplicity of drawing, and the composition is solid. The unique feature of his painting were the dark contoured lines big fish like eyes, whereas the nose and the mouth were really small. These are the unique features of Jamini Roy's style. For the colors, example grey, he would use the river mud. Also the ritual vermilion, which we know sindoor, was what he used for the color red. For the blue color, he used indigo or neil. For the white color, he would use lime. You know what lime is? What we used in pan, the same he used for the color white. For black, he used lamp soot, how we get kajal. So, if you have a flame in some kind of a metal container, this flame would after some time leave behind a soot which is also used as kajal. He would use the same thing to paint, to use the black color he would get from lamp soot. These were the various colors he procured himself and used in the mother and child painting. I hope you enjoyed watching part 2 of this lesson. For any queries, email us at signlanguage@nios.ac.in. For more information, you can also visit our website www.nios.ac.in. Thank you.